Hey everybody, it's Chris Sovey with HealthyConsumer.com, and behind me I have a product I'm very excited about called an Furrow tub. Now this tub was made by a company called Furrow Health in Lansing, Michigan. They sell a wide variety of these, both hot soaking tubs and cold soaking tubs. Although at this current moment it seems like they are pushing more of the hot soaking tubs. And I wanted to discuss this to you because it's a product that I definitely believe in. I wanted to start out by saying that I'm not selling these tubs. It's just that one of those things that makes it onto my very short list of products that I believe in and has had a major impact on my own personal life, in my own chronic pain and things that I've dealt with. So just to give you a quick background, I have had a chronic back injury for a long time, back since high school, and I've done a lot to address that, and it has got a lot better in various ways. This has helped reduce my pain significantly, and in the process I've learned a lot about various uses for hydrotherapy. Granted, we've used hydrotherapy in physical therapy for a long time, which means using water in a way that is therapeutic to help with various conditions and help not just with chronic conditions but with acute conditions as well, for swelling, for inflammation. Water is extraordinary in the applications and the diversity of ways that it can be used. So personally, I found out about this tub through a friend who was selling them, and at the time I kind of put it off as, oh well, this is just another marketing ploy. I don't really know what to think about it, until I actually got in the tub and tried it out for myself. And I gotta say, the first time I tried it, I had probably a 70 to 80% pain reduction for the entire day, and a lot of mine is myofascial. A lot of my muscles like to hang on and really stay tight, and despite stretching and a lot of other things that I do. So that being said, it has extraordinary potential for things such as fibromyalgia, for other conditions such as rheumatoid arthritis. I want to put out there that you should always have these kind of things cleared by a physician. Make sure that you are in adequate cardiac shape and you don't have any contraindications to something such as hydrotherapy like this. The Furrow tubs, the original idea came from Japan. A lot of families have these within their home. Now this is a little more futuristic, kind of modern design, and we'll discuss that a little bit further. But the way that it works is it's different than your typical hot tub. Now if you came to this video for hot tub and pain, just hang tight with me. I really want to introduce you to a new concept. Hot tubs can only go so far with their therapeutic pain relief. They do help, but this is like a hot tub on steroids in the sense that it releases so much of that muscle tension, and it vasodilates everything, so you just really flush out the toxins, sweat out a ton. And I gotta admit, I was skeptical the first time I got into this thing, and whoo, is it hot. But you acclimate to it very quickly, and the after effects are profound. So this tub ranges from, depending on where you set it, you can set it anywhere down to 100 degrees, up to 115, 116 degrees. Now I usually soak around 112 to 113 degrees is a comfortable range for me. You get in it for about 5 to 7 minutes, depending on your tolerance, and other factors like your body composition and even the temperature of the air, that kind of things, and your hydration status. Now, like I said, always get your health checked out before you even remotely get involved with something like this. But I think the potential for this product is extraordinary, especially since we're running around so much stress all the time. So I want to introduce you here. We're going to take a look at the Furrow tub, and I'll probably even get into the Furrow tub for about 5 minutes, and then we'll have a discussion afterwards. So let's take a look at the actual tub itself, and then you can see why it's such an amazing product. So I've just backed up the camera a little bit so you can get an overall view of the entire product and get a general idea of the size. When I get into this tub, I have to be up in a little fetal position which is actually very comfortable. You wouldn't think that it would be. There are larger models as well that you can get, but you're only in there for 5 to 7 minutes anyways. On the side here, I'll get you a close-up shot of that in a moment, is, move that aside, this is the heat pack that keeps that warm and does all the filtration. So you got a general idea of what that's like, but I won't get into too much of that. What's inside? On the inside, here's the inside of the tub that you can see. So I'm going to get in the tub here. There's a couple things that I always make sure before I get in the tub. I always check the water temperature to see what we're at, because it can vary a little bit. And I'm going to carefully get in here, flip this screen around so I can see what's going on. Okay, so I'm going to get in this tub. I get in nice and slow. And we're going to come all the way down very slowly, because this is 112 degree water right now. I'm going to unplug this. Obviously it goes in a GFCI outlet. But I'm going to lower down very slowly, let my body acclimate to this whole thing, this whole process. And it's extremely meditative. It's toasty. There's a couple different things that I do when I'm in here. I usually set a timer, and the reason I do that is I just want an overall idea of how long I'm in here. Sometimes I lose track of that because either one, I'm enjoying myself, or I'm just lost in a meditative state. I usually tend to close my eyes. But then I also monitor my temperature. I've got a little thermometer here, and I'll check that usually around 6 minutes and see where I'm at. Some of the theories behind hydrotherapy and its use for things such as fibromyalgia and even raising your immune system, as claimed by some, is the introduction of an artificial fever, which in turn induces a immune response, increases white blood cell production, and mounts that immune response. So just the other day, I felt like I was getting this bug that was going around our family, and I got in this thing for 5 minutes because I felt that little scratchiness in my throat, and within that time of 5 to 7 minutes, I got out, and it had already reduced by probably 40 to 50%. And I did it a second time, and by that time, it was essentially completely gone. So, and these are immediate responses. You can feel the effects of it. Same thing with the chronic pain and things like fibromyalgia. Really elevating that basal temperature of your body to a point where it has a therapeutic value. So you can't just get this out of a hot shower. It's much more difficult to do even in a hot bath because you don't have the insulation, and the temperature will either be way too hot, but it's just unregulated, or it cools off, so you don't get to that critical point. I usually go right up to about my chin by the time I'm comfortable. And I've only been in here for 2 minutes, I'm already starting to feel it. You sweat a lot, so I always make sure I'm hydrated before I get in. Obviously, you don't want to drink with these because you could pass out. Same thing with hot tubs, but so definitely make sure you're well hydrated before this. And so I've noticed that it significantly it significantly reduces the incidence of illnesses with me so far. There've been a couple times where I felt myself getting something, and then it went away after that point, after just getting in for 1 or 2 times. And so it's one of those things you just kind of nip it in the bud, and this is just another one of those great tools you can use to do that. I will usually immediately stretch after laying down from getting out of here. I'll lay down for a few minutes, let my blood pressure normalize, and then I will stretch because I can get a much better stretch response out of such warmed up muscles. You could get the same kind of effect with exercising too, which I do. But sometimes this is just another nice way to do that, especially for those that are not capable to reach that level of activity in their exercise. You know, maybe they're just deconditioned. So this is another option for that if you're trying to increase your range of motion and decrease some of the myofascial tension, so some of the tension in your muscles. That can help to reduce that in certain cases as well. So I've been in here for about 4 minutes, and I'm really starting to feel it. I can feel, I can feel the warmth throughout my entire body. I will usually get in here personally for myself to a point where I get a temperature of anywhere from 102.5 to 103.5. Now, I'm not encouraging others to do that. I've just done this through a lot of experimentation, monitoring my blood pressure and other things like that. And so other people are going to have different points where their tolerance is. And you should always have someone monitoring you when you're in one of these things and make sure that you're okay. Because it is an intense experience. And yeah, I'm starting to sweat a little bit right now, and I'm really only at the halfway point. Maybe not because I've been talking to you, so I'm probably gonna get out sooner than I usually do. And then I'll just go lay down for a good 8 to 10 minutes or so, and just let everything kind of normalize. Start to feel your heart pounding. It's quite an experience. And you just got to be careful and monitor what your body's doing. So we're on 5 minutes now. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take my temperature, see where we're at. Wow, so even just being in here for 5 minutes and 30 seconds, I'm at 102.7 degrees for my internal temperature. And this is kind of something that I've worked up to. And I don't go much above the 103.5 range because you run into some dangers there with potential brain damage, and that varies too. So I know I'm probably scaring the crap out of you, but I swear, as long as you're vigilant about knowing your body and making sure you get cleared by a healthcare professional, then this might be an option for you. So in summary, I've noticed a lot of benefits in my immune system. My immune system is significantly increased in response. I know I don't know, but I can almost guarantee I would have got significantly sick based on how sick everybody else was in my family, and from this recent onslaught of bug that was going around. So, and then I think that it has great potential for rheumatoid arthritis and fibromyalgia as well, and chronic pain, depending on the cause. But it's something to consider, and it's something to consider, and then you can trial it out. You can look at furrowhealth.com. They're one of the few companies here in the United States that actually produces these tubs. So check it out. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment below. I'm going to check my temperature one more time because it's probably about time to get out here. Definitely time to get out. Temperature of 103.5, so I get out of this nice and slow. Take some deep breaths. Monitor if you're dizzy or anything like that. But thanks a lot for listening, and I'm a hot mess right now, but I'm gonna go lay down, and be sure to check back every Monday and Wednesday at healthyconsumer.com. Thank you.